When you think about professional wrestling, Sioux Falls might not be the first place that comes to mind, but a former fan favorite now calls the city home.
Nick Dinsmore made a career playing his sentimental character. As KDLT's Tyler Roney shows us, he's still working from the heart, and that's why he's someone you should know.
I first saw professional wrestling on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I told my mother that's what I'm going to do.
Folks around Sioux Falls know him as Nick Dinsmore, but in a much larger world, fans know him as Eugene.
I got signed in '99. I debuted in '04 on TV.
Just weeks into his newfound fame, Eugene found himself in the ring with WWE personality Jonathan Coachman.
But Eugene, you're not a wrestler. You're a joke.
That night is when everything changed.
The Rock's music hit. They say he's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, and it was just, we were in this, it was a magical moment. And the thing was, that's what made me a star. That's what took Eugene to that next level. And The Rock came out and said, Eugene and The Rock are friends, and The Rock didn't know me. He didn't have to do that. You know.
The WWE tour brought Dinsmore to Sioux Falls, where he met his wife Stephanie, who just happens to be the queen of the ring in her hometown.
Whenever we're around the world, wherever we go, it's Eugene and Mrs. Eugene, but when we're in Sioux Falls, it's Stephanie and her husband.
But Dinsmore's journey landed him here, growing sports entertainment in the Sioux Empire. He now runs his own company called Midwest All Pro Wrestling. They put on monthly shows around the state and train athletes hoping to work their way to the WWE.
There was some in Omaha and some in Minneapolis, but nothing here. And I want to bring a pro wrestling company here to bring pro wrestling to the fans that I knew were going to be in Sioux Falls, because I'd wrestled here with WWE, but they need their own, hometown promotion.
As fate would have it, Eugene and Coachman are crossing paths again, this time for a good cause. They're teaming up and squaring off to raise awareness for organ donations. The cause is one that's dear to Coachman, whose father recently received a heart transplant.
They're trying to create funds so that if families that might not have the ability to afford a heart transplant can afford a heart transplant. It's a special thing because coaches, out there changing lives, and we're just happy to be a part of it.
A portion of the money raised from a street fight Friday at Icon Lounge will go toward Coachman's work with St. Luke's Heart Institute. But if you think charity means pulling punches, you probably don't know much about professional wrestling.
It's going to be a big event. Record-breaking crowds are expected. Eugene's going to be there. There's going to be titles on the line. There's going to be ups and downs and turns and ins and outs. And I'm going to take Coach up and down, pillar to post, up Main Avenue, back down in a Sioux Falls street fight. We're going to do it for a good cause, and we're going to do it in the best little city in America, Sioux Falls.
I love how he could just turn it on. Isn't that great?
Yes,
oh, it was incredible. So the street fight is Friday evening at 6 at Icon Lounge.
Okay.
Tickets are $20. And if you're wondering why Tyler is doing tonight's story, it's because he's just a big, huge wrestling fan. So what was it like to sit there with Eugene?
I mean, it was incredible because I've actually been to shows with WWE that he was performing at. So it was just kind of a surreal moment. I mean, when I started working here, I knew that he was in the Sioux Falls area. So getting the opportunity to not only meet him, but kind of learn more about his promotion that he does was just an amazing experience. We could have talked for hours longer if we really wanted to. It's just fascinating to hear what all that those guys go through. And I've been a huge professional wrestling fan my entire life. So just getting to talk to him and just see what he's doing now was such a really cool time.
He's been on our 5 a couple times. Just a nice guy, too.
Yeah.
Just a nice guy.
They're supposed to stay in character, but they've got big hearts.
They do. And this event on Friday is going to be incredible. I know that the crowd's going to be great. The weather looks great. I know Coachman's probably going to have a good time, too. And maybe someday you'll see me in the ring with him. We have to have an open challenge.
All right.